Good evening, everybody. It is 8th of August and it's Wednesday, and that means it's time for a new episode of Ma1ne Snekky. And we are coming to you live on MSP Waves. It's going to be a steamy ride, so fasten up your steam belts and get ready for an exciting 2 hours. As always, we are here together, Main Event and Poetic Snake, and we hope that you enjoy the show. Welcome, everybody, and I'm checking out. Main, are you with us today?
I am here. How are you doing, Poetic Snake?
Oh, I am doing slithering fine. What about you?
I'm doing pretty well. I think we finally got our tech issues straightened out here. After 2 weeks
Yes.
of nonsense, I think we finally have everything figured out and we are live and we are on the air at 6 o'clock Eastern, 10 UTC time, exactly as we are supposed to be. So I'm super grateful for that.
Yes, me too. I think it's time to have a celebration for working tech. And that being said, I want to give a big and huge shout out to the tech people behind MSP Waves. You guys are doing a great job.
Yes, big shout out to Global Cop, Rondon, and the crew, everybody that's working behind the scenes, that do all the transitions and just all the stuff that goes on at MSP Waves. So big shout out to all of you that do so much to keep this on the air and to keep all these wonderful shows happening. As always, you can check out the full schedule of all the radio shows on mspwaves.com. And I call them radio shows. That's just because I worked in radio for years, but they're podcasts, they're whatever you want to call them, and they're awesome because they're all hosted by different people from the Steem community and with a wide variety of subjects and topics and music and all kinds of cool stuff. So again, you can check those out at mspwaves.com.
Yes, and in between shows, you can also listen to the music made by Steemians.
Yes, they play what they're calling the Steem Mix, and that's really cool because, yes, it's music that's all been created by Steemians. And so, in between the live broadcasts, you can check that out as well. Of course, you can find them on STEEMIT as well at MSP-Waves. And a lot of times they'll be sharing a D-Live stream as well. So, big shout out to everybody who's listening on D-Live today.
Are we on D Live again?
I think so. We usually
Oh,
are on
look.
Wednesdays, so I believe we are. So if anybody's got the D Live link and they want to share that in the live audience chat, feel free to do so. Again, you can also listen to us on mspwaves.com. You can listen on D Live. You can also listen on Discord. We are hanging out in the Peace, Abundance, Liberty server on Discord. Again, that's Peace, Abundance, Liberty. And that, of course, is the home of the Minnow Support Project and MSP Waves. Just scroll down in the channels. You'll find MSP Waves Audience, and you can chat with us during the live show. So it's great to see everybody hanging out with us.
Yes, and I'm seeing a lot of names again, and yay! Always makes me happy to see names that I know and to see names that I don't know. So thank you all for being here. And come and chat with us in the audience chat. We'd like to, talk to you guys. See what you think, see what you feel and stuff, sharing.
Yeah, that's why we're here each and every week. We're here to chat with the Steem community. Again, we are people who use the Steem blockchain. We do blog posts, we do curation, things of that nature. And it's fun to sit here and hang out with all of you, our fellow Steemians, who are out there utilizing the Steem blockchain in various ways, and just to chat with you live during the show here. So it's wonderful to have you all here in the live audience. We believe we're going to have a live guest later in the show if Mandel Sage is able to still join us tonight. So
Oh, will he join us?
I hope so. That's the
Oh, me
plan.
too.
It's supposed to
Yeah.
be in our second hour that Mandel Sage will be supposedly joining us. So we'll have to see if he's still able to make it. But
Let's hope so.
the post that he did for you of that golden apple and the all the comments from the different people for your Steamiversary, that was really, really cool how he did that.
Yeah, I am still, I still go back to that post and read it. And I was so surprised. I really had no idea. It was really cool. I didn't see it coming. And talking about celebrations, Shadows Pup, she just had her second Steamiversary as well. So congratulations to Shadows Pup and a big shout out.
Yes, a big shout out to everybody that's out here in the live audience right now. Let me scroll up here a little. I see Crimson Clad. I see Graylin. I see Movement 19. I see J.R. Swab. Stephen Wood. I see Shane. Blame Shane.
Blame Shane. Shaney.
I see J.R. Swab. Awesome. Global Cop. Shadows Pub. Snekky.
Oh, Snekky here? That's
Yes.
weird.
Kodak's was saying goodbye. He's had to head to work. Of course, he does the show right before ours, so you can check him out right before our live show. And let's see, did I miss anybody else in the chat right now? I don't think so. I think that's it. So big shout out to everybody who's typing in the chat. Of course, if you're typing on DLive, I probably should go check that link as well. There may be people leaving comments there. You certainly can. We appreciate all of you joining us here. And as we mentioned, this show airs every Wednesday from 10 to midnight UTC time on MSPWaves. We've been doing this show now for about a year, and what this is just kind of general Steem community discussion, really. It doesn't really have any set topic each and every week. We just kind of change it up based on our experiences that we're having on the blockchain, trends we're seeing, updates, changes. We just kind of talk about different things we're experiencing out there. And then we also typically do a lot of Steem community interviews as well. We'll bring people from the community onto the show live, chat with them, get to know them a little better, find out where they're from, things that they've happened to seen or experienced on the blockchain, their projects that they're working on, things like that. And we've, of course, had the privilege to interview dozens of people from all over the world on this show. You can always go back and check out previous episodes and see all the different people. I was looking back just last week because I was on my YouTube channel, and I have all the videos on there, of course, and so many different people we've had on this show, Snekky. It's pretty wild to look back.
Yeah, I think we should make a list of all the people that we spoke to and all the countries they are from.
I know.
I would be really interested to see how we traveled the world during the show with the people that we spoke to.
And it's interesting, too, to look back because some of those people are still active and just some of them aren't. And, that's too bad. Hopefully some of those people will come back eventually. But a lot of them are still here. And it's funny to look back because a lot of the people I had on my show in the early days, they've got their own shows now. They're super active in all the communities and all these things. And it is kind of cool to reflect after now doing this show for about a year at all the different Steemians we've had the pleasure to talk to and get to know. It's been a lot of fun, and big shout out and thank you to everybody who has joined us on the show before. We certainly appreciate it.
Yeah, we absolutely do. And I really enjoyed it, mostly because you get to know somebody a little bit better. They talk about what they are doing on the platform and what they're blogging about, projects that they are working on, and it gives that little extra nudge to keep following them, to see. Some people returned to the show as well to give us little updates on the projects, and I really enjoy that. It's kind of keeping track of everybody, and it's a cool way, at least for me.
Yeah, and we have a few times sought out interviews and whatnot, but for the most part, we just kind of put it out there that, anybody that wants to come on the show, you're more than welcome. And a lot of times we'll just get people who will message us back, say, hey, I wouldn't mind jumping on the show or whatnot, and away we go. And it's really cool just to get to know all of you out there a little better, like Snekky said. It just adds more personality to your profile on Steem. It makes it go so much farther beyond just words or a blog or something like that. And of course, these chat communities play a big role in that as well. We all chat with each other either on steam.chat or on Discord or in the replies of our posts and things. And when you actually get to talk to somebody like on voice or even like if you're doing like video chats or whatnot, that does add a whole nother element to that personality. And that's something we enjoy sharing with you, the Steem community. We're, a place where you can come on the show, hang out with us, and tell the community more about yourself. So If you are interested in being on the show sometime, certainly let us know. You can send myself, Main Event, a message on Discord or Steam.chat or Poetic Snake, and we'd be happy to chat with you.
Yeah, and I don't bite often, so
Are you sure about
scared.
that? I don't know if
No,
that's not what I hear around the blockchain, Snekky.
really? Who's been talking to
That's
you?
not that's not the talk of the chain right now. Not just kidding.
Oh, no, 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 no. Now I want to go into that. Who is talking to you that I bite people? Huh? I want to know. It's love bites. It's sometimes people need that. A little love bite, right? No,
I don't know, Snekky.
please.
Before we get too far into this here, do you want me to play your little disclaimer?
Yes, then we get that over with, and yay! You are listening to Ma1ne Snekky on MSPWaves. Everything you hear on this show is our opinion only and should not be taken as financial advice or advice of any kind. We are not financial experts or experts of anything. This show is intended for entertainment purposes only. MSPWaves and its owners take no responsibility for the opinions or statements made by the talk show host or our guests. Statements or show topics are not necessarily the beliefs of MSPWaves. The material on Ma1ne Snekky is provided for educational, informational, and entertainment purposes only. Always do your own research.
That is right.
Yep, very important to always do your own research.
Always. Always, always, always. We just like to hang out with you and chat because we are not experts. That is
No.
absolutely sure. Every day I am learning something new here. Something I didn't know before. I would have never thought there would have been so many things to learn when I joined STEEMIT, right?
What is Shane saying?
So what she's saying is Ma1ne has the final say. I don't know because actually I definitely don't, Shane, in this scenario. Snekky definitely pulls her weight around here. She's not one to sit back and let me take control. She'll speak her mind. Don't worry.
Yeah.
That's the way I took it. He says, "Yeah, no."
He needs to be bitten. I'll show him.
He's probably saying that I need to be bitten or something. I don't know, but
Ooh, I will bite you. No problem.
Yes, like Crimson said, she points out that anyone's listening to her and actually listens deserves whatever they get. Yes, that's the way this works.
Absolutely.
Listen at your own risk, right?
Yeah.
Always do your own research.
Yeah. Yes, please do.
That's funny. So, Steem community out there listening in the live audience, what's going on? What's on your minds lately? Obviously, we have interesting times with the prices today. We won't get into that too much, but what's on your minds? What's going on? Like, how's everybody doing out there? Hopefully you're doing well. A subject we were going to kind of talk about a little bit today is kind of like Steem Burnout, right? So being on Steam too much maybe, or online, or in general. People get frustrated sometimes, and we were just going to kind of talk about how that has affected us personally in the past. Snekky's now been on the platform 2 years. I've been on a little over a year. So there's been a lot of ups and downs, obviously, right? There's been good things. There's been bad things. We can't always just jump on here and only ever talk about good things, right? That's not very even or whatever. So, there's obviously times where it's not so fun. But we're not here to talk bad about it either. We love this community. We are so happy to be here. At least I am. I'll speak for myself. Snekky, I'll let you give your own opinion, of course. I know what you're probably going to say, but I'll just say I'm speaking for me. I'm certainly super grateful to be here. I enjoy my time here. But there are times where you have ups and downs, right?
Oh, it was a question?
Yeah, to you. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. There are ups and downs, highs and lows, and I've been through a few hard times. yeah, I think everybody will face it at some point, one way or the other. Um, it's it's oh my God, I am at a loss for words.
Well, and it's hard to put into words because every person is going to have this experience differently. It's all going to be dependent on a lot of different factors. And so I made kind of a little list of all the things that I think it could be triggered by. And people can certainly chime in the audience too. So, of course, the big one, and as Crimson's mentioning here in the chat, expectations and, the so-called monetary benefits of what you could possibly get here. Because there's no guarantees, right? You might get nothing. You might get zero.
Yeah,
But there is a possibility of it.
yes.
And some people get on this platform, they're excited, they've heard about the possibilities, maybe they've seen posts that are getting really high payouts and they're like, "Oh my goodness, this photo got $700 or whatever." And they have these expectations, right? And so they might post for a while, they might try it out, and then they don't see those kind of rewards themselves, and so they just give up, they quit. Or they get frustrated and then they're talking bad about the community. Oh, that's a scam, or you're not going to make money there, or all these things. And it's not for everybody. This whole thing it's very interesting where you have to learn. There's so much to learn here. And
Yes.
every single person can utilize this blockchain and these communities differently. Every person's going to have a different experience, different talents, different knowledges and backgrounds. And so the Steem burnout can happen really quickly. You could be on here for a week and say, "Oh, I didn't make my post didn't get any rewards, so I give up." That could be the immediate Steem burnout. So
That would be a fast one, though.
right. So I mean that the post rewards is the obvious one, right? That would be the one that would probably get somebody tired of this place the quickest, right? If they didn't make any rewards, that would be their, "Oh, okay, I'm out."
Yeah, and I think another big one is, if you want to make it somewhere, you can't sit back and you know pray on your knees that it will happen. You will have to work for it, and uh, sometimes if you're really really out there and you keep going, that can be a second reason that you're putting way too much energy in it, way too much expectations, and it takes time. And after 3 or 4 months of burning yourself out, the steam burnout will follow.
And then another thing, so beyond just the rewards and that type of thing, I think some people also get frustrated if they aren't getting interactions on their content. If they're posting things and they're not getting replies, or the only replies they're getting are like bot comments or, nice post or whatever, that type of thing. So lack of social interaction sometimes could probably cause the burnout too, because they're just like, I'm posting stuff here, I'm not seeing the results, I'm not getting the feedback I was hoping for, I'm all set, right? And there's so many things that people can do to improve their interactions, and I need to do these things myself because I'm noticing a little bit of a dipping trend on some of the interactions on my posts too. I guess it takes yourself, like you said, doing the work, getting out there, leaving replies on other people's posts, first of all, to get your social network growing on Steem, and, getting in the chat rooms, talking to people, doing all of these things. It's not going to happen on its own, like you said. I mean, unless you just get super lucky and everybody somehow finds your content, and all of a sudden you get all these followers out of nowhere that are hopefully legitimate followers and not just bot accounts or something,
Yeah.
Whatever happened with that? Wasn't there like a whole bunch of accounts following people like recently? It seemed like for a while there. It
Yeah,
seems to have
wasn't
slowed
it?
down.
Yeah, with the introduce yourself post, like I think if you posted in there, you got followed by like, I don't know, a lot of accounts, and people were, oh my God, I'm getting followers right away, and they were so happy. And sometimes I was kind of I didn't want to pop the bubble. It was I don't know. I mean, a follower is a follower, some say, but it's yeah. It was a hard one. I'm not sure if it's still going on though.
Yeah, I don't think so. Um, but lack of interactions, I think, is definitely a thing that can cause people to not have a great experience here as well. But of course, we'll talk about at the end of all of these, what we can do to maybe hopefully change that. And again, we aren't experts, so you're going to have to fight through this on your own, but we're just telling you kind of our experiences.
Yeah, and I think it's for it's different for everybody, and I think that's a good reason to talk about it,
Yep.
because you might be the next who falls in the Steem pit
Yep.
of despair. I don't know how to call it.
I think another thing that happens to people is they might be doing pretty well. They might be getting some rewards. They're chugging along, and then they start just doing too much. They're getting involved in too many discords, too many groups, too many projects, too many things, and I'm guilty of this. Super guilty of this. Because I mean,
Are you?
because I do a lot of work outside of Steem, obviously too. I have other day jobs and things, so I'm just busy all the time. So, but I think some people though they just take on too much. They just take on too much, and that's just reality, and that will cause burnout. Obviously, if you're too tired, if you're overworked and underpaid is never a fun status. you know so just we'll kind of talk about the what we can do about these things at the end, but that is one thing. An obvious one is actual burnout, like you're tired, like you're you're working too much or doing too much. So obviously those things can happen to people too on the
I
platform.
was uh, I was really really tired last weekend. I slept 2 days away, so yeah, it happens.
Well, and the other thing that happens is I know, like, when we all first discovered Discord and stuff, we're all on here probably. I'm speaking from my own experience, but I was on here like all the time. Still am. I can't say anything. But
Same for
some of us
me.
are on here, probably a little too often. I don't know. Um, so we stay up a little too late and that kind of thing. So that can cause your Steam burnout, obviously, too.
Yeah.
Um, do you have any that you want to mention, Snekky? Things that you might think could trigger like a Steam burnout?
Well, I've been thinking about it, and there's not a specific topic that you did already mention that was on my list. Um, I think a lot of things, even over interaction or getting too much attention can cause it as well. Like you join STEEMIT, and for some reason you touch base right away, and everybody jumps on you and wants something from you, and because that can happen as well, I think.
Yeah, and obviously, I mean the value of the rewards is a factor. Some people, I don't know, they might not think it's worth it to be posting if Steam's only $1 or if it's whatever. That's their opinion. Um, for me, it's so much different because I see so much other social interaction beyond the rewards that I know what else is out there beyond just posting. Like when someone first joins, of course, all they see is that interface in front of their face. Hey, post here and you might earn rewards. They're not going to know about all the Discord communities and the Steam
Yeah.
chat and all these things out there, and it's so much bigger than just the rewards. So if you're listening out there, I guess, and unless you can think of any other big ones, Snecky, that would maybe cause the old Steam burnout.
No, but maybe the people in the audience
Yeah.
know a few more. You never know. But yeah, the rewards, and when Steam goes low, oh, it
Yeah.
becomes harder for some people as well. When um, we had this huge pump a while back, and everybody was so happy, overly excited, and kind of hope that will come back because it brings a kind of a joy to the platform that gives yourself a push as well. It's true. Now that it's low, I notice that some people feel a little bit, I don't know, discouraged maybe. Um, and I do understand that, but people, remember, there were people like Crimson Clad and myself who saw Steam at 7 cents.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously, we have no control over what happens with it, and so that's where people have to do their own research, make their own decisions. We can't control it really, unless you're unless you're some kind of big investor or something. But we're here, we're in the community part of it, is what I feel like. I feel like that's what I utilize the Steem blockchain for, is this community. It's not just to earn rewards or whatever. I mean, yes, they're there and it's great. And would I do all of this without them? I don't know, probably not. But the fact that they're there, it just, that they're there and that this community is so strong, it makes the bond that much stronger, because it seems like that this, could potentially become something life-changing for people if the tide shifts in a different direction someday. Of course, that's a big if. We don't know.
And the friendship can mean so much more than a few bucks. In my honest opinion, it's very important. In hard times, you always mostly you go to your friends and family, and the same is for the online communities. You can keep each other happy, and lift each other up just by having a nice chat. And it doesn't have to be about STEEMIT all the time. The social aspect of the growing communities, I think, will lift STEEMIT to a whole new level. And that's why I'm very much looking forward to more communities and people finding their niche.
Yes, and of course, the other obvious big one is life. Life will cause the Steem burnout, because if you've got a lot of real life stress happening, you might not be able to be here or to be able to be online or whatnot. So of course that can cause the lack of enthusiasm or whatnot of being here. So we've addressed a few of the things now. So now let's check in with the audience chat here. So again, you are listening to Ma1ne Snekky here on MSPWaves. You're hanging out with Main Event here. That's me. I just spell my username with a number 1 in there instead of the I in Maine. So just be aware of that.
It was fun.
Yeah, it's my old gamer tag. I can't help it. It's still my gamer tag, but whatever. And we're here with Poetic Snake.
Oh, is she here as well?
I think so.
Oh, cool. I like that weird snake.
So yes, we are here with you, the Steem community. We're hanging out on MSPWaves, and we are chatting in Discord on the MSPWaves audience chat room here. So big shout out to everybody. Let's look in here, Snekky. What's going on?
I see a reaction from Stephen Wood. Do you want me to read it?
Sure.
He's saying, Steem Burnout. It can actually, he should read it because he has this amazing English accent. But
right.
Okay, here we go. Steem Burnout. It can also be preempted by stumbling across the more pessimistic corners of the BC. The FUD can be convincing and mesmerizing, like everything. If you hear the same message repeated over and over, it can sap away much of the enthusiasm. And that's true.
Well, yes, and actually that's a very huge point that we totally missed. And yes, while there is a lot of positivity here, there's a lot of wonderful people who are generous and helpful and talented and creative and kind, and that devote so much volunteered time here. There's so many wonderful people. But there are some people who aren't so kind here also. We're not going to name names, obviously.
No?
But hey, we'll see what happens. No, just kidding. But there's people who are going to troll people. There's people that are going to flag people for no reason. There's people who are going to try to do, it's awful. There's people that do scammy things, like those crazy, like I got one of those comments there that was the whole, your post was reposted on this website without your permission. That whole scammy thing that was going on, that was terrible.
Oh yeah,
that type of stuff is out there, and that is disheartening for people when they come across that stuff, or if they come across somebody who's just so negative on the platform. It's tough because everybody has a right to their opinion, and they can use their stake how they want. That's just how it works.
Yeah, that's why I keep talking about happy bubbles. I think, at least for me, I try to keep this as fun as possible, and not always. I mean, sometimes you have to look at the negative to make things better. But if you always and only focus on the negative, there's no joy for you. And what will then become of of your projects or things? People can read between the lines. If you're very negative, uh, they will feel it, and I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, we're not telling people what to do either. I mean,
No,
do
no.
whatever you want. That's your deal. That's the whole do your own research part of it. but
Yes.
but if people see too much of that, they're just not going to want to stick around. That's unless they're into that too. If they love negativity, they said what misery loves company, right? So,
Well, yeah, maybe there
you
should
never
be a
know.
community for that as well. It might be huge.
But that that side of the blockchain can be not so nice. So yeah, that part of it is out there.
Yeah, it is. And I think we will have to accept that.
Yep. Graylin made a comment earlier too about people saying sometimes they just don't have enough time, especially when trying to get into things like Discord and all these things. And that's understandable. We all live very busy lives right now. We're all on our devices or whatever, like all the time. But I think if you balance your time, though, like I noticed myself, I stopped using a lot of the traditional social media once I came over here. And so that freed up all of that time, that I would have spent on other sites. And I just spend more of that time here now. Of course, I spend even more time here than I ever would have on those platforms.
Yeah,
But that's
I
me.
spend a lot of time here as well.
That's just me.
But it's so much fun here.
That's your opinion, Snekky.
No,
Someone else might not agree with that.
Yeah, but then there's something, I don't know, they need to eat more apples. I mean, if you're going somewhere, like on vacation, you make it fun. You pick a great spot and you make sure that you do something that you love. And I think if you go to a platform like STEEMIT, you should do the same thing. And hey, Rifle, he's here. Nice to see you. Make it fun, make it happy, make it. You can still work hard and still have a giggle. But yeah, sorry, it's my opinion.
I'm just teasing anyway.
I know you're being a meanie again.
So, but yeah.
Mendel sorry.
No, go ahead.
Mendel Sage is saying something as well. Sometimes something else we need to remember, I think, is when we encounter negativity, we should also try not to respond with negativity ourselves. Often the person being negative might be having a really bad day or going through something, and we should consider how we might be able to help them, even if just asking if they are doing okay. And I agree. Yes.
Yep, absolutely. And that's what's nice about this platform is that in general, most people are friendly like that and supportive. And I've seen so many times where people have come into the chats, like in Minnow Support Project, they were upset, they were having something bad happen to them. And, and immediately people are asking if they're okay, if they need to talk or whatnot. There's, and that's wonderful to see. There's so many supportive, kind people out there, That's a great thing.
Yeah, most of the time it's genuine interest, they really care. And well, the hive is saying he's just nosy. But yeah, it's the human aspect of this platform that I really enjoy, and it always makes me happy to see people reach out to others as well if they notice that someone is having an off day or a bad day or going through something in their real lives. It's good to see that other people reach out to them and give them some love and try to lift them up again.
And M1 is here and says, "What's wrong with some negative? Everyone needs some yang to their yin." And yes, I agree. That's why we were saying everybody has a right to their own opinions. We're not telling anybody how to live their life. You do what you want. That's your deal. We're just talking
Yes.
about our experiences and things that we've seen or whatnot. Because yeah, people are not always going to be the friendliest. That's just the facts of life. That's the way it goes.
Yeah, and wouldn't it be boring if everybody would be the same?
Yes.
I mean, I don't want to encourage people to be trolling or anything. But yeah, if everybody would always be happy, I think it would be fake.
Yeah, that's true. And that's why we're kind of talking about this type of stuff on the show tonight. I mean, every week we just chat with you, the Steem community, and we like to hear what's on your minds and how you're feeling about things and what your opinions are. So certainly chime in the live chat. Let us know how you're doing tonight. Let us know what you think of this topic, and if you've got any opinions about it.
Yeah, we're very interested to see what you guys think.
And so, so those are a lot of the things that could trigger like a steam burnout or frustration or whatnot. Now, I think it's important to tell people and remind people just that, it's okay to take a break from any of this stuff. If you decide you don't want to be on Discord for a week or whatever, that's all right. If you don't want to be on STEEMIT for a week or two, that's all right. It's okay. Like, I think some people do feel pressured to keep posting, to keep chatting, all these things because they don't want to lose what they've got going. And I think if you take a short break, that won't hurt you, in my opinion.
I take short breaks at times. I took one long break of 3 months. That was when you said, my personal life got in the way. But now, every now and then, I take a small break. It might be a day, and sometimes it's 3 days. And at first, I did feel the pressure, like I have to be here, I have to post, I have to do this, I have to do that. And I was kind of scared to take that break. So I didn't do it until it was, actually a little bit too late. And it's what Crimson said. Every now and then I fall apart. It happened to me last weekend. I just really needed a break, so I did it. I fell asleep. I slept for 2 days, and I tried to stay away as much as I could from Discord and from STEEMIT. I did check out a few things, but then I went away again, and it's okay. It feels good, Every now and then you need to unplug, and when I do that, I also turn down my phone, and if I go offline, I really go offline.
Yeah, and I had to start doing that as well. I mean, I had to just take a break at least one or 2 days a week and just really dial back on how much I was online and my screen time and all those things. Because, I mean, I work on a computer all the time, basically. And so then to come home and be on a screen even more is just like, wow. You realize how much you're on a computer after that, and it is good to take a break once in a while. I mean, we aren't experts. We're not medical experts. We don't know. We don't know. So you got to do your own. You got to do your own research on all this kind of stuff too. But in our opinions, a break is good, right?
Yeah, the last time my mom visited here for 2 weeks, she kind of said to me, "Listen." When I was a kid, she always told me, I don't know if they say it in America as well, if you watch too much TV, you will get square eyes. Yeah. And she was saying my eyes were becoming square from my computer screen. So, yeah, I spend a lot of time behind my desk.
But yeah, I think that is the biggest thing you can do is just take a step back if you're feeling the steam burnout. Right? If you're frustrated, I'm not earning rewards, or no one's posting on my stuff, or I wrote this 10,000 word post and it made 10 cents, if you're frustrated with whatever it could be, just take a little break, step back, reevaluate why you're here. Are you only here to earn those rewards? Are you only here to get those comments or whatever? And reassess kind of, what you're doing here, how much time you're spending here, and how you maybe could spend that time better to improve what you're doing. Maybe you need to do some things to get your blog posts more visible. Maybe you need to, instead of writing a 10,000 word post, only write a shorter post and break it into multiple posts maybe, or something. Or wait until you get more followers before you post something really big like that. Or I don't know. It's really, we're not experts. There's so many different things that each person can do to utilize their own talents here. But it is easy to just go all in here when you first join, or even if you've been here for a while, and just go. And then, again, those expectations sometimes aren't always realized. And that's that's where the frustrations come in, right?
Yeah, and those frustrations are not fun. I don't like being frustrated, but even I get frustrated. I think everybody gets frustrated. And how do you handle it? What do? I step away and I look at myself and say, you need a little bit of line time, or see some sun, go sit at the water, feed the duckies, do something else.
Yeah, I
And for,
have to.
yeah,
I have to do it. I literally will feel like I'll go crazy otherwise. Like I have to go out into nature for a while, or I have to do something to just unplug for a little while sometimes. And that's totally good. It's good to do. I mean, I've seen so many people have it, and it's happened to me. I've been here only a year, and I've had numerous times where I was like, you know what? I've had enough. I'm done. Powering down. I'm out. No, but of course I never did it. I calmed down. I reassessed and thought about it a little bit more, and I was like,
spoke with your friends about it.
yes, spoke with my good friends about it, and worked through it, and I'm still here, and things are going good now. So I mean, it's easy in life to get caught up in your emotions, and to have temporary, that what do they say, don't do long-term things on temporary feelings or emotions or whatever. um and that's true. You don't want to just give up and then realize a month later that you had a good thing going here. Yeah, I'm done here. I'm
I'm
one.
stuck here.
Yeah, and we all have those moments sometimes.
Yeah, and I think everybody should have at least one friend that you can, rant to without getting judged. Because even if you can say, I always say, be happy, be smiling, but it's not the truth. You do get those frustrations, and it's also good to let them out every now and then. Just scream at your television, scream at your laptop, and find that one person where you can aggressively type all your angry stuff to, and I hate this, I'm done here. And that person will read it and say, yeah, sure, see you tomorrow. And that's
And
true, you
yeah, oh
will be
yeah,
here tomorrow,
yep, yep,
but at least you have it out of your system.
yep. I think everybody does this differently, but at some point people just make a decision that they're going to stay here for a while, right? They kind of commit to it. They make that commitment that they like posting on the Steem blockchain, that they like spending their time in these Discord communities or on Steem.chat, or all these different places, and then they decide, okay, I'm here for the long haul or whatever. And it is tough because once you make that commitment, if things don't go so well, it's easy to get frustrated, and you just gotta take it one day at a time, I guess, in my opinion, and really just think about things. And it's so good to take a break sometimes.
Yeah, I noticed it when I really get frustrated when I do a lot of work, and then I want to push post and it's not working. Those are the times that I literally pick up my laptop and shake it, like, and then I go like, what the hell am I doing? I'm getting frustrated because I can't post right now. I need to step back, and I do that. But I do shake my laptop at times. I'm
Yep.
human.
Yep. It happens to all of us in different ways, this whole Steem burnout. It can happen in the chat communities. You might be in there, you might be having a good day, you're chatting with somebody, and all of a sudden someone comes in the room and they just like throw their drama all over the place and they're being nasty or whatever, and you might have a bad interaction with them, right, or something.
Yeah.
And that might not be so fun. And sometimes people take that stuff very personally, and um, that can cause the Steem burnout, because then they say, well, I'm not going to be around people like this, that type of thing. Um, but again, there's a lot of different people here, a lot of different personalities, and a lot of strong personalities here, very strong. And so you almost have to expect that a little bit. You have to expect that, there's going to be some drama once in a while, and being able to handle it and deal with that is a good thing. You don't, in my opinion, you don't want to pick fights with people. That's not good, anywhere in real life or online. So, we got to be civil with people, that type of thing. But you might get burned out because you might interact with too many people in a chat somewhere, that just aren't so nice or whatnot. So
Yeah, I'm laughing at the memes that they're sharing. By the way.
yes, yep. But no, and feel free to chime in, folks. Torco says breathing helps. Yes, breathing does help. Absolutely.
Yeah. Don't stop breathing.
Yes.
No, that's not good.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, no. And if anybody's got, thoughts or opinions, feel free to chime in the chat here. Again, we are chatting on Discord in the Peace, Abundance, Liberty server. Global Cop did just share the DLive link as well. So let me click that. And let me make sure this audio is muted so I don't play two things at once here. All right, we've got some people hanging out on DLive watching. Big shout out to all of you out there. And
Ooh, what's the number?
I think we got like 8 or 10 here. Let's see.
Ooh, nice.
Yep, so we got a few people hanging out with us on DLive. Big shout out to all of you. And, you can certainly leave comments in that chat as well. So I'll check in on that every once in a while here during the show. Yes, meanwhile, in the group chat, tumbleweeds. No, it's okay. We've got some people hanging out in here on Discord, so big shout out to everybody that's hanging out with us in the Minnow Support Project here with with MSPWaves, and we are in the MSPWaves audience room. So yes, yeah, the memes are pretty funny. Oh goodness. So no,
Wait. Oh, sorry.
What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say aliens. Somebody finally dropped an aliens.
It's always inevitable. Yeah.
Yes, I like the aliens. They mess things up, but I do like them.
So to kind of round out that conversation, so the Steem Burnout, it's real. It exists. Be aware of it. If you're going through it, feel free to talk to people in the Discord communities about it. People are willing to listen, I think. Just chat, be real, be yourself, and people understand, because people who have been here for a while understand what you're gonna experience, and it's gonna sometimes make you feel like you just want to quit. You just want to say, you know what, I'm not doing this anymore. I've had enough. Deactivating everything, and I'm out. Right?
I'm never coming back.
Yeah. And just know that things, hopefully will get better. I mean, we can't predict the future. We don't know. But in our experiences, when we've been frustrated, when we've had those moments where we felt like giving up on the platform or whatever, we stuck through it, and it always does seem to get better. And even if the prices do fluctuate, right? A year ago, I remember on this show numerous times saying, as long as Steem was like around $1, I'll keep posting. And that was when Steem was typically under $1. It was like 88 cents or something like that. I don't know. And, here we are a year later, and that statement does ring true still. And, I'm not only here for rewards. The things like doing this radio show, being a moderator in the Minnow Support Project, and being able to chat with people every day, things like that is what's keeping me here. It's not the rewards that I get. I mean, they're nice and they're wonderful, and I greatly appreciate them. But it's this community. That's what keeps me here, and I'm sure you feel similar, Snekky.
Do I?
I don't know. Do you?
Yes, I do. Sorry. Now I'm picking on you.
She got me.
Yes.
Let's see here.
And yeah, I am so blessed. I have a few amazing friends, and they know who they are. When I get frustrated or steam burned out or whatnot, I just go to them, and some already know when I just type one word, they know what time of the year it is and how I'm feeling, and so they lift me up, and I know that I can always go to them when I'm having an off day and I feel like STEEMIT is and I want to scream, I'm done. I go to them, I nag until they make me smile again. So yeah, I make them either sing songs or say weird stuff, and sometimes you need a giggle when you're frustrated, and I know where to go, and I just hope that everybody else find their way to chocolate. Yes, chocolate helps too. Eating chocolate while being on STEEMIT and being frustrated helps. It also makes sure that if you eat enough chocolate, um, you will be stuck in your chair, and that's good if you have a comfy chair. So eat chocolate. And of course, do your own research. But chocolate is good. Who will not say that chocolate is? I mean, come
I don't
on,
know. Somebody
people.
that's allergic might not like it, but who knows? Whatever. It is what it
Can
is.
you be allergic to chocolate?
I don't know. Probably.
Ah, that would be
Probably.
hell.
But anyway. Yes. No, everything you're saying, I agree with, including I love chocolate. So, if Victoria was in here, she'd be all about the chocolate. She's our new junior mod here in MSP, so big shout out to Victoria if she gets a chance to listen to this show later. And she would be stealing all our chocolate right now.
Oh, yes, she would.
So the Steem Burnout is real. Be aware of it. If you're going through it, feel free to chat with any of us here in the Minnow Sport Project, in the general chat room. There's always people hanging out there, so you can always stop in and say hello. They can always hang out also in your server, Snekky, if you want to talk about that for a few minutes.
Yeah, sure. We're at this moment, we're going to talk about You Got Snacked. We are looking for the second winner of the Golden Apple Award. We're doing some research on that, the person who will be that, and we're doing a lot of curation at the moment, doing our best to find great stuff, and we're building the community as well. And it's going well. Oh, thank you, the back shirt. Oh, that's a good level up. I like that level up. Level up 16 with sharing my Discord server. So yeah, we're building, and it's starting to become really a nice place, and I'm very happy about it. And we're working with a great team there, and everybody pitches in with great stuff and ideas. And we're doing shows there as well, not as much. Every Friday we do a snack together. We had the first show last Friday, and it was amazing. We all at the end. I don't know who brought up the idea. It might be me. To sing a song together. There's a recording on my wall, so if you want to hear it, we sang. What was the name of the song that we sang? Oh, it was Mendelsaid. Yes, it was his idea. It was amazing. So yeah, it's growing. Happy people there, happy moments, and yeah, I think curation projects. There should be way more curation projects. I'm obviously You Got Snacked is my project, but I do wish that more people would start their own curation projects or build curation projects, because there can never be enough. STEEMIT is growing. We are getting more and more accounts every day, and with just 8 or 10, or even if you have 30 curators, you will not be able to read a million posts. It's not, you cannot do it. So curation, it's very important, and it might also pick someone up. If you're always posting and you're not seen and you got picked up by one of the curation groups, it might lift your spirit just like you need it and keep you going.
Yeah, I mean, I echo everything you're saying. I think more curation is desperately needed right now, especially with the times that we're in, with, values of rewards being slightly lower than what people have become accustomed to. I would encourage anyone out there that is posting on the Steem blockchain that has Steem power, try to get out there more and leave some more replies on people's posts. I know some people are real good about that, and then others just aren't. And I'm guilty of not leaving enough. I need to do more. I need to be out there more. But I challenge everyone out there to kind of do that more, to try to get out there more, leave some more genuine feedback and replies on people's posts. Let's get the social interaction going a little more here. I know people are not too thrilled with the values of the rewards and things probably right now, and they're saying, oh, it's not worth my time or whatever. But like you were saying, that can really boost somebody's spirits mostly. just seeing genuine feedback about their content. And that could keep somebody here. That really could be the difference between someone leaving or someone staying.
Yeah.
You know, like your curation project, You Got Snacked, and many others, when those projects find a new user, I've seen it time and time and time again, and they get those extra few votes or whatever on their post, and then their post is sometimes featured like in a compilation, and that might get them some more followers and things. If they stick around for, let's say, 6 months after that, there's been so many times where people have come back to me and they said, oh, I remember when you curated my blog and it was that first time that I made $1 or the first time I made $5 or whatever. And they said, I remember that, and that was what made it real for me, or that's what made me stay, or whatever. And of course, that won't happen to everybody, but in general, I've seen that happen a lot. And so anybody that's out there that has the ability to be leaving comments, to be voting more, all these things, and it's like what Crimson's saying too, that we should be trying to train newer users to be commenting first and foremost. And I totally agree. You know, newer users should be building their network. They should be commenting. They should be reading and seeing how other people are writing posts and formatting posts and how they're doing what they're doing. Now, granted, they might see people doing copy and paste and think that's a good idea, and of course it's not. You know, don't plagiarize. Always do your own original content. Always, always, always. And, you know, just things like that, though. You know, if they're leaving more comments and replies and building their social circle, chances are they're probably going to get more views on their blog. You know, and, you know, of course, it's going to be different for everybody. I have to drive that home every time. We're not experts. But yes, you know.
Of anything. We're not experts of anything, people. Anything.
I don't claim to be anyway.
Me neither.
Oh, goodness. But yes, where was I going with all that? Okay, yeah, no. So commenting, I challenge everyone out there. Try to leave 5 comments a day. How's that? Is that a good challenge?
I think it's a great challenge and something that I need to work on myself as well. I find it hard to reply, not because I don't want to or because I don't have anything to say, or I just do so much other stuff online that is the one thing that I can't focus on. I try it at times, and I really wish that I could find a way to push myself in that direction more. So if someone has an idea how someone like me or maybe Ma1ne or whatnot, whatnot, what's that? I don't know what I'm saying, but how you push yourself to just do that. Like, and I think if you try with like what you said, 5 replies a day, it might be a good start. So I'm gonna try that.
Yeah, and I mean, I know there's people out there who have, you know, bigger Steam accounts and they've got more Steam power. And, you know, I challenge all of you out there. I mean, a lot of people talk about how they want people here and they want the community to grow and they want all these things, but yet they may not be doing so much to help that process, in my opinion. Not all. There's many who do. So don't get me wrong. There are many, many, many people out there doing a ton of stuff for people. But the ones who
Yeah,
aren't,
and
you know.
and what people also should realize is that a lot of people do a lot of things behind the scene that you don't see, that you don't know, and you don't have to know because you know it's not something that you really have to think about every second of the day. But there are people like me who really seriously struggle to find the time to reply to everybody on their post or to leave replies on everybody else's post. And I think there are a lot of people like me who struggle with the same thing. They want to, but for some reason it keeps stuck. And I think that's a shame because I do want to create that engagement as well.
So yeah, if you're listening out there, if you're hearing our show and you're a member of the Steem community, that's kind of our challenge to you for a week. How's that? Try to leave 5 replies on people's posts.
I'm going to accept your challenge.
Or 5 a day. That's what I said originally, right? I said 5 a day. I think.
Yes,
Yes,
5
5
a
a day. If it's 5 when you're here.
Does it count if I
if
leave 5 replies on your post?
No.
Oh, okay.
5 different people.
Just checking.
5 different people. But yeah. And you know, if you're on your break, if you're taking your break, and remember we talked about it's good to take a break sometimes. But if you're on your break, that's fine. But if you're here and you're surfing around on the Steem blockchain, try to leave 5 replies. I'm going to try to do it too. So.
Okay. I'm going to count yours if you're going to count me.
Okay.
We will push each other.
Yep.
Did you do your 5 replies today, man?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. And it might sound cheesy and it might sound basic to some people, like, that sounds stupid or something. But you know, it's times like right now where this community can prove that it's bigger than price, right? It's stronger than just the value or whatever of the token. So that's what I would like to see out there. You know, I definitely think people could be being more interactive, and especially at a time like now. You know, when like we talked about earlier, when the price is high, everybody's euphoric and everybody's posting all over the place and doing 100 replies a day probably because they're, you know, the smallest upvotes suddenly are worth more and things, you know. But it's times like now where you might not get much of anything for posts or rewards possibly. Of course, you still might. That more interaction and more support and more feedback and all these things I think is needed. And that's just my opinion, but that's, you know.
I just want to know if this challenge goes for Stephen Wood as well. Do we challenge Stephen Wood to
Stephen
do 5 replies a day?
He does the video ones, right?
No, that's Mandel Sage.
Oh, that's Mandel Sage.
Yeah, Stephen Wood is the one who leaves you a total novel.
Oh, that's right.
Yes. I love it, and I would like to see him do 5 of that.
Yeah, if you don't have to write 5, and this is the thing. There's no rules here. We're just talking, but that's just our open challenge to the Steem community here for a couple weeks, is try to leave 5 replies a day on people's posts. Not on one post. 5 different people.
Not on one post, so yes. Yeah. But can you post 5 times? And then I know.
You could. I mean, I don't recommend that, but consistency. Same time or around the same time each day. That's what. But anyway.
At least I am really, really going to try it, and I'm going to start tomorrow because right now it's 1 a.m. here. So after the show, I will be like totally, you know, ploop. And, so tomorrow I'm going to try it, and I'm going to try to do it on 5 people that I don't know.
That's even better. That's like kind of taking it even to the next level, you know. It's one thing to just leave 5 replies on the people you follow and all that stuff. But yeah, if you're going to take it to the next level and comment on 5 people that you don't know, that's really kind of the key right there, is expanding, right? I mean, it's good to support the people you like and that you talk to, but yeah, expanding that circle is even better.
Here I was talking again without pushing the button.
I thought I was having the tech issues again.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. Don't jinx it. Don't touch stuff.
No. So yeah, everybody, if you're listening out there, try that out. See how it works out for you. See how many of those people write back. That's the other thing. If they write back, you know, then that shows you that that person is still active, that person's still here, that person's still giving this a go. You know, if they can't even be bothered to reply or whatever. And I mean, I'm guilty of sometimes I don't always reply to every reply. So I guess I shouldn't make too much of a blanket statement there. But hopefully they will. You know, hopefully they'll write back. Maybe they'll check out your blog. Maybe they've never seen your content before. And they see you on their post leaving that reply. And I've had that happen. I've had people leave a reply on my post. I am a curator, so I'm curious to see content all the time. So I go on and checked it out, and you know, discovered lots of talented people that way. So
yeah, I'm gonna keep track of it and see what happens after 7 days of doing this. Maybe even make a post about it. You should.
Stephen Wood said that he went to my introduce yourself curation post and commented on the 5 people in the post. See, that's a good way to do it right there.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And you could go you could go to the You Got Snecked curation post next and comment on all those people, and that's exactly that. See, that is exactly the intention of those posts.
Yes, absolutely. It's why I keep reminding the people who read my post, the compilation post, to click on the link and leave a nice STEEMIT love reply.
Yes.
Even if it's only a hey, welcome to the platform. Hope you will have a good time. Yada yada yada, and put your name here and stop, Stephen. It's making me laugh. Yeah, it's what we do it for, to give visibility to the other people. You don't have to vote my post. You don't have to reply to my post. Go to the post of the people who are stacked. Ma1ne?
Yes, I was just looking. I see.
Oh, sorry. Jesus, you scared me.
No, it's okay. I was actually clicking around here for something. Okay, I'm good now. Yes, so that's just something we'll try to encourage maybe more often, and maybe we can come up with a tag for that or something that people can post about it or something. We can get something trending here or whatever, however that's called. Make it go viral.
I like the tag 5 replies a day.
Yep. Make sure that's not trademarked somewhere. All right. Anyway. Yeah, no, I'm going to try to do it. We'll see if anybody catches on, and maybe we can get some more interactions going here on the blockchain. So,
yeah, it would be cool.
Yes.
And I am looking forward to see how I am going to react to this, because for me, it's going to be a true challenge.
M1 has 5 rad. Yep, 5 replies a day. Yep, that's not a bad one either, because it's short and sweet.
Yeah. I like short ones. I'm too long-winded at times.
Use them both, and then and that's a blog topic. You can talk about that. Hey, I found these 5 people. Because like we said, other people are certainly encouraged to start their own curation initiatives. Start them yourself. You don't need a group or whatever. Just do it yourself. I've seen lots of people do that, and that's really cool. And it gives you a chance to just go out there and network with other people and find content. And you don't have to have a huge upvote yourself to do that. You're just gonna go out there and leave those replies and comment on people and give them some actual feedback. We need people have always made the point that we can't only have content creators here. We got to have, of course, people to consume the content, right? We can't all just only be creators all the time, or it just won't work. So, got to change hats once in a while.
But I like my hat. Oh, hat! Not my. Yeah, okay. Sorry.
Okay. All right, everybody. So you are listening to Ma1ne Snekky here on MSPWaves. I go by the username Main Event on STEEMIT. It's just spelled with a number 1 instead of the I in main. And she is Poetic Snake.
That's me.
If you want Snekky, go ahead and share our blog links. That way if people want to give us a follow or whatnot, they certainly can. Totally up to you. Totally optional.
To share it or?
Oh, no, to follow us. This is not follow for follow, all right?
I still want to make a t-shirt saying follow for follow.
Follow for follow. Oh, that's funny. It's so funny to look back at the last year or so and to see all the different things that people get so uptight about, right? They were so bent out of shape about. First it was don't ask for follow, and don't ask for vote, and then it was don't spam comments, and then it was don't use bid bots, and then it was don't all these things that people got all so bent out of shape about. And now it seems like people are gonna do what they're gonna do here. Obviously we don't condone plagiarism, we don't condone begging for votes. You shouldn't do any of that stuff, but it's funny to see the uproar that people get into over certain things. Yes, Snekky, you're quiet.
Yeah, I was listening to you.
Oh, you were listening to me ramble.
Yeah, I like you rambling.
Let's see here. Well, it's about 10 minutes after 7 Eastern time here, which means it's about 10 minutes after 11 UTC time. Wonderful to have you all here with us. here on Ma1ne Snekky. Big shout out to everyone listening on Discord, whoever's listening on MSPWaves.com, and everyone who is listening on DLive. So, big shout out. Or if you might even be listening on the app that I believe Graylin created. So, very cool.
Ooh.
So, big shout out to them.
I like apps.
Yeah, I guess you can listen to Waves now on an app. So, that's pretty cool. Especially if you're somebody who's usually on mobile, so maybe they can share the link or whatnot to that in the chat, or how people reach that. I'm not sure exactly how you get it, but people will chime in the chat here. So yes, we are here every Wednesday night from 10 to midnight UTC time. That is 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern time right now. Of course, with the time change coming up in the fall, it'll be a little different, but always just remember 10 to midnight UTC. That's the time it will always be at. And again, we're here each and every Wednesday. We are live here on MSP Waves. And of course, we record the show and we share the recording on a STEEMIT post as well. And we do, of course, like some pre-show posts and talk about the show. So if you want to support us, you can head over to our STEEMIT blogs, which Snekky did just share in the chat. You can, of course, do things like leave a comment. We always love your feedback. Let us know what you think of the show. Let us know if there's any new topics or guests we should have on the show sometime. You can leave those on the show posts. Give them a re-steam if you'd like. Of course, we appreciate your votes. Your SP delegations are amazing. We certainly appreciate it. We, of course, are curators on the platform. We're active curators for a number of different groups, and we've been doing that for a very long time, and so we are out there each and every day trying to support other Steemians. So, of course, your SP delegations are super appreciated. So thank you very much to everybody who has done that. And there are links to those to do those delegations in some of our posts. So if that's something you're interested in, we greatly appreciate it.
Yes, absolutely. It means a lot.
Well, we do have a live guest tonight.
Oh, really?
And I had to mute him because he jumped in here in our room, but he was very nice and didn't say anything. But I'm going to unmute him now.
I am the one to blame. I dragged him in here.
Oh, perfect. Okay. Well, he's here now.
Yeah.
Mandel Sage, can you hear
Mandel
us?
Sage.
I don't hear him.
Uh-oh.
Maybe he's not ready for us. Maybe we caught him off guard.
Oh.
He might be off push. There he is. Hello, hello.
Hi, guys. I was just messing with you.
Oh. After 2 weeks of severe technical issues, it would not surprise me, to be honest, if something were to happen. That's why I did it. But I'm happy you're here. Welcome.
Thank you, man. Hi, Snekky, and hello, everybody.
Hey, Mandel Sage, it's so good to have you here on the show.
Yeah, finally, right? Because I believe I was invited twice before, and then something happened each time.
Yeah, sometimes things change and then happen, yes. But this time you're really here.
Yeah, thank you very much for the invitations, and I'm really, really glad to be on. I always listen to the show, so it's nice to be on the show.
Now, remind our guest, Mandel Sage, whereabouts in the world are you this evening? What country are you in, if you don't mind telling us?
Yeah, of course. I'm in Brazil, Salvador, Brazil, though I'm from South Africa. And I've been here for 8 years.
Okay, awesome. And how long have you been on the Steem blockchain so far?
That'd be since January.
Okay.
January of this year.
All right, so you're on about 8 months here now, just about, or you're starting your 8th month here, it looks like. So how did you find your way here? How did you ever hear about the Steem blockchain in Brazil?
Well, let me try and remember. I mean, I got into trading with cryptocurrencies in sort of late November, early December, which is like just before the huge explosion. I think that's when a lot of people got into it. But I got into it because of my brother. My brother had invested in July already last year. He'd taken a ridiculous amount of money and put it into Bitcoin in July. So I was jealous of his success, and yeah, wanted in. And then actually he told me about STEEMIT, but he'd only like used it for a short while. And then I didn't think about it until later on when I saw a video in early January. I saw a video, can't remember who it was or where it was, but I saw a video on how to be successful or something on STEEMIT, you know, one of those pro tip videos for STEEMIT. I saw that on YouTube, and then that's when I got into it, because I thought it would be a good idea, since I am always creating art and stuff. So yeah, that's it.
It is interesting how different people kind of find their way here. You know, a lot of times it is because they've heard about Bitcoin or other crypto, or they've maybe dabbled in it a little bit, and then they somehow find their way here to the Steem community. Were you somebody, you said you like art and things, but had you done like blogging or content creation online prior to joining the Steem blockchain?
Yeah, actually, I'm one of those people who have started several blogs and then sort of get bored with them after a while, some longer than others. Yeah, both personal and one about my art. I've got one on Blogspot. I've got a WordPress blog as well. So yeah, I've enjoyed doing that. And also before I started doing things online, I'm just the kind of person who likes to record everything that happens to me in some way or another. And so yeah, before it used to be just books, writing in journals and things.
Now that's pretty cool, because, you know, a lot of people like myself, I joined, I had never done blogging or anything like that. So I think somebody who comes here that has at least some experience, even if their experiences maybe weren't successful at first with blogging or whatnot, if they find their way here, they might do a little better. Do you think that your prior experience with content creation and blogging helped you when joining the STEEMIT website?
Yes, I think so. I think in terms of, especially just for formatting and you know, knowing what looks good on a page, certainly that helped. But yeah, but STEEMIT of course is different in that it's a social network and blog, like, sort of all put together, and with the rewards thrown in there, it's a whole another aspect of it that you know, that it changes how you do things. But yeah, certainly the formatting, I think it helped me. It helped me there.
Yeah, and there is so much to this whole thing, because it starts out, you might find the Steem blockchain because of STEEMIT, which is of course just one company, you know, kind of utilizing the whole Steem blockchain universe is kind of how I understand it, you know, but there could be multiple different entities or apps or whatever that you could discover on the Steem blockchain. And you're right that there is different aspects of this beyond just blogging. There's the social network. There's things like DTube and DLive, and there's so many ways you can interact with this Steem blockchain now, and it's of course ever evolving. That it's not, you know, just about a blog, really. It really is a unique thing, and I think that's what inspires me to stay here, is that it's just so fascinating and unique. Do you kind of feel like that too with the interactions and experiences you've had here so far?
Oh yes, indeed. I mean, while I was listening to you guys now, I thought to myself how I was just, it's perfect. You know, what you're talking about how the burnout thing, how, you know, how it sort of takes all our time, and that's what I'm trying to deal with, is trying to manage my time. I mean, I've got, of course, my real life that's not stopping, and I'm married, of course, so my wife is sometimes, you know, I've neglected her the past few weeks, and so she gets upset. It's really quite intense. As you say, there's so many different aspects to it, and I keep on discovering new ones. The recent thing now for me is Steem Monsters, the game I think everyone knows about now. And I've got my collection going. I still don't have any legends, but trying to see like how can because the concept of a game on a blockchain is amazing. And so far it's just been collection games, but it looks like they're going to take it further and make it an actual card game that you can play, which I'm really looking forward to. So yeah, there's that. And I've been doing the video stuff, DLive. I've been trying to get into it. I don't know, actually, I've been putting my videos on YouTube recently because I've heard from a number of people that when they try to watch it on DLive or DTube that they've got problems. I don't know if you know anything about that.
I'm not sure. I mean, I'm no expert on that. But I could see where there could be potential issues sometimes. I mean, these platforms are relatively still new. They're still, I'm sure, working out the kinks and whatnot. But some people do like you do. They're still posting on YouTube and yet still sharing the video elsewhere. So there's really no right or wrong in that. Whatever makes the video work, I guess, is what I would use.
Right.
Yeah.
I like the idea of using DTube instead of YouTube, just on principle. But yeah, some people say they had problems. Yeah, like M31 is saying sometimes videos on DLive get stuck. And Yidnith was saying that she was trying to watch one of my videos and she couldn't. So yeah, I just started doing it on YouTube. I think what I might start doing is just uploading to both and doing it that way. So, and just say at the bottom, if you are having trouble, I've uploaded here and you can watch it below.
Sure.
Like
yeah, and I would think that should be that's one way to do it, I guess. Everybody's got to figure these things out on their own. It could be an internet connection, so of course we're not speaking ill of DLive or anything like that. I utilize that platform a lot, so hopefully the videos are working for people when they're shared there. I've shared a few recently, so I mean it is cool to see these alternate platforms being created, and of course they are still new. The STEEMIT website is still in beta, I think. Let me look here. Yep, it still says beta. So
yeah, I mean, right. I realized that the other day. Actually.
Yeah. So I mean, these things we're super new. Even though this platform's been here for a few years now, it's still pretty new in as far as its development, as far as I understand. I mean, it's come a long, long way though, even in just the 1 year that I've been here. So even in just 1 year, all these things like DTube, DLive, DSound, all these things have been created. So just imagine where we'll be hopefully a year from now. There could be, dozens and dozens of applications maybe. Who knows?
Yep, I expect there to be. I mean, of course, all the big top ones will sort of rise to the top. But yeah, I agree with many who say that, right, we are actually still very much early adopters for this whole thing, even though for some of us it doesn't feel like it because we've been here for a few months or even a few years and we think, but I do think that it's still early technology and that it's really going to change. Stephen Wood was saying the other day that like it's really going to change the world probably in ways we can't imagine yet. And so we're feeling the beginnings of that.
Now, are there any Steemians you want to give a shout out to while you're here, or any communities or projects you're working on? We kind of always give the guests on our show, we'll just kind of turn the microphone over to you for a second. And, if you want to give any shout outs or anything like that.
Okay, so I guess I'll start with communities. I mean, for sure, that this is the one thing that's really been engaging my time recently, because I've joined Snekky with the You Got Snacked project as a curator, and we're constantly thinking of new ideas there. We've got that the snack together every Friday now, and so yeah, that's a whole new dimension for me. My usual thing is an artist. I'm an artist, and I am also passionate about science, and I try and do art inspired by science. And actually, if anybody wanted to know I have a link here. Sorry, let me just make sure I've copied it. So my art I do with fractals, fractal geometry, and I think many people might not know exactly what that is. So I mentioned a blog that I used to have before, and here's a link to a sort of full-page introduction to what fractals are and how they work and how amazing they are. I think anybody who watches this, especially the video at the bottom of this link, will be quite fascinated by the whole thing.
Cool. I always I hear that word a lot in posts on STEEMIT fractals and things, and it's kind of like cool looking art that from what I've seen. I don't know how it works though. Yeah, Bug IQ says, "What the fractal?" Yeah.
What the fractal? Well, the answer to that is there. Check out that blog post, Bug. So it's you said you've seen quite a few on STEEMIT, and it's frustrating sometimes for me because I also see these many posts, and some of them are really good. I'll mention some shout outs later of people who are doing good work with fractals. But quite often, I've seen this for years, you get people who download a fractal program, and then it's quite easy to just click the random generation button and make something really pretty, really pretty looking, and then save it and throw it out. Yeah. Oh, that was quite cool. Are those those are fractal beavers or something. That's really cool. But yeah, so it's easy to generate these images if you just download the program and spend like a day with it, and then you get lots of people who, they're posting in DeviantArt and calling themselves artists when all they're doing is just hitting random generation and saving the JPEGs, and that can be frustrating for me because that's exactly the kind of thing I avoid doing when I create my stuff. I'm always trying to find, to create art. Art means there's got to be some sort of perspective or meaning or something behind there, and it's a huge challenge as well already because it's digital art, which is sort of underappreciated. Not so much anymore, actually. Art made with digital tools is becoming more and more accepted now worldwide. But so it's now I've lost my train of thought.
I know what you're saying though. It's tough in digital art and things like that because there are software programs out there that can do a lot of that work for people, and if they just grab some picture off the internet and then they run it through some program just to distort it and make it look different, suddenly I'm an artist. And I could see that frustration, the people that are taking the time to create, original things. And that's my biggest thing about the Steem blockchain is I want to support the people who are creating original content. That's just my opinion. Everybody is going to have their own opinion. Some people love memes and they love like these types of things, these fractal type things where they're taking other images and changing them or whatnot. But for me personally, I want to support, original artists, original photographers, original creations and things like that. So I can understand that sentiment of, wanting to support, I don't want to say the real artists, but, original content creators, basically.
Yeah, when you say the real artist, it gets difficult.
It might ruffle some feathers on that one. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, because even the definition of art is highly contested. It's very difficult to define what art is. So yeah, but one thing I'm pretty sure isn't art is clicking a randomization button and then just saving those images, And some people can recognize that kind of thing more than others. Especially, of course, people like me who use the programs, and I know. So yeah, but yeah. Some people actually don't call themselves artists. That I've seen quite a few profiles that are posting. They just call, they just post daily fractals, and they're not glorifying themselves as artists. They just like the fractal programs and how cool the images look, and yeah, so they're just doing that, and that's fine.
Yeah, and I mean, not to diss people who make memes and things. Somebody, Graylin asks, are memes art? Well, to someone they might be. I don't know. Everyone has different opinions on what art is and what,
Yeah.
So I'm not going to get into that realm of discussion, but
No?
no. Yeah, well, you're an artist, Snekky. You'd be able to chime in on this a little more.
Yeah, Snekky's been real quiet. Where have you been, Snekky?
I had a little need of a little break, so Ma1ne was covering for me. Yeah, I still feel troubled calling myself an artist, because am I really an artist? Is what I'm doing called making art? I don't know. It's are you only an artist if you get money for your work, or not?
No.
Some people feel that way. You cannot call yourself an artist if you don't sell, or you cannot call yourself a writer if you don't sell any books. I don't think so. In my honest opinion, I think there are more artists than we can ever discover, and being creative to me is already art. You create something from nothing, or you create something from something existing and turn it into something totally different. It's a huge, a broad, subject. Are you or are you not? I think it
I know
is.
what you're saying. I think exactly what you said is right. With creating something, I believe that all humans have a creative aspect to them. Like people who think they don't, they just haven't tried hard enough. I mean, there are exceptions, I got to admit. Thinking of a certain family member who's just completely useless with any kind of creative work. But
even that can be an art, being totally
it depends.
still,
It's like even even the most logical things, you can do it in a way that it can be considered art. But what you were saying was creating something, and when that something somebody else looks at or hears or whatever, and they experience it and it means something to them and it's made them feel something, then I would consider that art. So yeah, that's it. But it's difficult. This question of how to define art and what is art, I've had so many discussions about it like over the years, and there's never any solid conclusion as to the definition of art.
No, I totally agree. And if you look at the works of some, masters in art, there are paintings who are worshipped, and it's only a red dot. It's art.
Yes, who is that? I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't remember the name, but and there's also one with like a red line, and I think it's called the red line of life. I'm not quite sure. It's a super huge white canvas, and there's a little red line going up and down, and it's art too. So it's so broad, because sometimes you look at something and you think, I don't know, it's not art to me, but to someone else, they might pay $1 million for it, and God
yeah, but you see right there, to me, the moment when you look at something and it makes you pause and think like, what is that? Then it's already art. Art, that's all it needs to do. It needs to make you stop and think just for a second, and like, what's going on there? Could be a red dot, or like M31, a black square. You look at it and you're like, wait, they intentionally put this here, and it's in a gallery. What? So what's the meaning behind this? And you get to thinking, what was the intention before that was created? Like, what made them decide to do that? And that already makes it art, I think.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I also I personally get drawn to the artworks that show pieces of the people themselves, little pieces of their life. You look at it and you can see their sadness or their happiness, or it's just that one look that draws you in, and I can see happiness in something, and you can look at it and you can see the little sadness in it. It's just amazing.
Yes, that's true, and that's something that I'm really challenged with the kind of art that I do, is getting that human feeling, that human aspect into it. And I've been racking my brain trying to figure it out. The answer really is for me to start using, I need to get one of those art pads for my computer and start actually manipulating my fractals by hand as well, adding some sort of like hand modification to it, because it's very difficult. I'm quite strict with myself to create art only with the fractal programs, and afterwards maybe some Photoshop, but without much Photoshop manipulation, just to get the colors right or something. So getting that human touch into my art, it's a challenge. What I've been doing, as I said before, is trying to create unique things that are obviously not just randomly generated, and get people thinking in terms of what that could be. Like tomorrow, I'm going to be posting something I'm actually very proud of. I think I mentioned this to you before, Snekky. It's a piece of, it's a fractal, and it actually uses quite an easy generic formula behind it, but I've done it in a way that it looks like an electron microscope image of a small little aphid or larva on a leaf. So I'm going to be posting that tomorrow, and we'll see what everybody thinks about that.
Yeah, and I know you showed me a few of your fractals, and isn't it funny? I like to think it's funny that you showed me something and I see something totally new in it. Like you hadn't seen it before. Like, oh yeah, you can see that in it. And that's what I like about my own creation as well. I draw something or I paint something and I say, it's that. And somebody else looks at it and says, whoa, you made the train. A train? What the hell?
Yeah. I remember what you saw in mine, Snekky.
No, I meant to fly.
Okay. Yeah, the fly. That's true. I was thinking of the one before that.
Oh, but, no. Yeah, I see
fly.
things.
If anybody wants to see if they can see the fly, in that, should I post a link to that?
Yeah, please do, because I think it's an amazing fractal. Are you still with us, Ma1ne?
Yes, I'm just listening.
Yeah, he's taking a break this time.
It's nice. Yeah. It's nice to take a little break from speaking. So.
I told you I would talk more today.
Good.
So there you go. I just posted it. And yeah, this one, because I've got two galleries on my site. The one is what I call fine art, and that one I add to quite rarely, because it's hard for me to find, to create something that I feel is unique enough to go into the fine art gallery. But then I got the motifs gallery, which is a lot of fun to do, because of course with the fractals you can there's so much. I spend sometimes like an entire day fiddling with the same set of formula and just changing the parameters back and forth and saving all the things in case I want to use them later, and I just can't decide which one to use. So it can be quite frustrating like that. And this one was a variation of my usual mandalas. I included like the background stuff this time because I wanted that feeling like it was found in a mountain somewhere, like amongst the rocks, this lily. So yeah, but anyway, Snekky saw this and she found flies, cute little flies there. So let's see if anyone else can find them.
Yeah, I tried to take a picture from it, but it took all the pictures, I think.
Oh, I see. Okay, so you need to. Oh, you greenshotted it, did you?
No, I just used the picture on your post. But yeah,
That's not bad.
if
They
you go to the
can.
post, it's under the GIF in his post. I think you will see the fly there. I hope you will see the fly because maybe I'm the only one who sees a fly.
I don't know. I see them. I thought when you pointed them out, I was like, wow, that really, really, even up to their little eyes, their little multifaceted eyes. You know, it's really cool.
Yeah, those are really cool.
So yes, that's what I do. Of course, recently I've been doing other things. I've been filling my feed with things that are not art. So anybody who's been used to my regular art schedule, I've been getting other things, and I hope they're not upset. But yeah, it's just been crazy. New ideas come, and I just have to do it. Even to the point, oh my god, the kitty girl posted that, and I waved at my screen to get the fly off.
I almost did too.
It looks so real.
Really, really does. That's pretty freaky.
Well, everybody, we are chatting with Ma1ne Sage here today, and you can certainly find him on STEEMIT under that username. I'm sure Poetic Snake will share the blog link here when she gets a chance. Because
I was just getting the link.
People want to check it out. I'm sure. Well, you've already been posting some links under blog posts, but there we go. There's the actual blog right there.
Yes.
Yeah, it's me.
And joining us all the way from Brazil. That's awesome.
Hola. Oh no, it's Greece. Speaking Greek there, right?
No, all that is fine.
Ah, okay.
Well, Ma1ne Sage and Poetic Snake, did you have any other questions or comments for Ma1ne Sage here before we say goodbye, and then we'll give Ma1ne Sage a moment to, if he has anything else he wants to mention?
Well, I for a fact know, and I'm not sure if he wants to talk about it, but I think he's working on a show.
Oh yes. Yes, I could mention that briefly. Oh my gosh.
One moment, I say you got some background noise. Yeah, we'll give that just a second to go by. Yeah, that's cool though. So yeah, once you get a chance here, yeah, certainly let us know what's going on.
Background noises, they are magic.
I think it's the garbage truck. Sorry.
That's okay. That happens.
Didn't you have something with a lawnmower or something, one time, or snow with snow?
Yeah, one time my plow guy was here, and it was like in the middle of the winter, and I had to go move my vehicle because if not, I would have been buried in the snow. So yeah, you had to take over the show. Yeah.
Yeah, it happens. It's life.
Yeah. All right. Well, whenever you're ready, Ma1ne Sage, you can jump back in here. So just let us know.
Okay, I'm just going to let it pass. But Snekky, why don't you maybe speak a bit more about the snack together while I have to be silent?
Oh, he's delegating already.
Yeah.
Telling me to talk about it. Yeah, we're doing a show together on Fridays. I mentioned it briefly at the start of the show. We're doing a snack together. It's totally off Steam. We wanted to create something to get to know people behind the STEEMIT without the STEEMIT. Of course, we all met here because of STEEMIT. Sometimes it's very nice to just sit back and talk about something totally different, get your mind off, sing a song together, and we had so much fun doing that. It's recorded, and I normally don't like to listen to myself, but I listened to it a few times, and it was just hilarious, and everybody was, so open and honest, answering questions, and it's something totally different. And we did it for an hour. We had a little it went on a little bit longer, and we are really looking forward to doing the second show this Friday. And we're talking about it a lot. what we want to do, and we have some nice plans and stuff as well. So yeah, it's amazing to do something new, and working with Mandel Sage is amazing, and I hope that he can talk again now.
Well, it's further down the street now, but I think, is that tolerable?
Yeah, you're better now. Yep.
Okay, excellent. So yeah, the podcast that Snekky mentioned that I'm planning, because I don't have enough to do,
Right.
is basically I've got this idea for doing a podcast about certain intense, maybe controversial topics, because it's one of my favorite things to do is talk one-on-one with somebody about what they believe or what they think about a certain subject. And so yes, that's it. That's basically it. I'll share actually an image here. Let me just see if I can find it very quickly.
Where are you planning on doing this show, or do you not know yet what platform you want to do the show on?
Oh, sorry. Yes, no, that'll be on You Got Snaked.
Okay.
I want to go in there, and it will be open for anybody to come and listen to. But the main thing is that it's going to be a podcast, and that I'll only be speaking with one or maybe two guests. And Snekky will certainly be there, right, Snekky?
I will be there to listen. Yes, absolutely.
Well, she's going to help me. She's definitely going to help me. And yeah.
Because I don't have anything to do, right?
Well, you'll be there listening, so you can chime in every now and then.
Yes, absolutely. I will do that for sure.
So yeah, that's the idea. To have something a little where the snack together is very light and just everybody getting together and having fun and getting to know each other. I wanted a podcast that I could get a bit more sort of profound and intense. And in fact, it will be called Intense Discussions. And we'll be talking about things like, gods, whether you believe in any gods or not, and abortion and life, and whether you think immortality will ever be achieved, and artificial intelligence, all these kinds of great subjects that you could just talk, well, I could just talk on for hours and hours about. Get into those a bit and see where it goes.
Well, we'll certainly keep an eye out for that. Yeah, when you start that up, you certainly have to do a post or something to let the world know. So we'll keep an eye out for that. That's really cool. And congratulations on starting an idea and getting that going, because that's the thing about this platform that we always say: it opens doors for people, it creates opportunities, and that's one of the beautiful things about being here. So very cool.
Thank you. Yeah, I took a quick screenshot of the logo that I made for it.
Oh, cool. Yes.
But that's a work in progress still.
Cool.
I think it already looks cool. And he made the snake golden, because I said, oh, maybe you could do a golden snake.
Yes, looks cool. Well, all right, Mandel Sage. Any other final words here you want to give for the audience before we say goodbye?
Yes, actually, just some shout outs. I really wanted to say, hey to my fellow curators, False Idols and Stephen Wood at You Got Snaked. They are both awesome Steemians. False Idols I've known for quite a while. He's a great musician. I think everybody here knows him. And he also does fractals. I think not many people know he uses the same program that I use. And so, yeah, definitely check him out. Go and see what he's done in terms of art. And Stephen Wood, I haven't known him for very long, but I wish I did know him better, because the little bit that I have seen, I think we can all agree he's really awesome. He's what I would say is a perfect example of what the Steem platform can become and can make people become. Full of energy and always encouraging others, and he did this amazing text which he read after the show the other day on Friday, which I recorded. Stephen, I'm going to actually send that to you so you can. Yeah, he says, "Oh, stop it." No, but he's really just a great Steemian, and I'm looking forward to working with him more. And then I really wanted to mention also two people who they're really, they're small fish, but they're just so great. They deserve so much more attention. It's a couple, Profane Reviews and Reactionaries. They do comedy open mic a lot, and they're the only ones that have taken up my Mandel Sage challenge so far. And they're just really great to watch on camera. They're so comfortable in their skins and great together. So yeah, definitely check them out. That's Profane Reviews and Reactionaries, like Reaction Aries. And then sorry, I know it's a lot of shout outs, but I couldn't not mention Taraz KP and M31. When I started here on Steem, it was like one of my very first posts, like definitely within the first 5 or 10, where I was challenged to search STEEMIT and find 2 people that I most related to and liked, and like people that I would like to be the kind of Steemian I would like to become in the future. And I found Taraz KP and M31 because they're amazing the way that they are always constantly posting. I'll speak about Taraz first. He's a writer. In fact, I miss most of his posts because he just posts so much. And I don't know how he does it, because every post he does is like something intense. He's got like some sort of philosophical debate or discussion to tell you about every time. And it's quite exhausting just trying to keep up with him. And M31, she's a watercolor artist and a writer too. She, I mean, not a writer as a professional writer, but every time she posts her art or her photos, she's also an amateur photographer. It's just like every time it's just such a pleasure to read her posts. And yeah, so that's it. Those 2 are my example Steemians that I think everybody should go and look at and use as examples.
Yes, and I've seen their content and had interactions with both of them as well. M31 is an OCD curator, and then Taraz KP, I've left many comments on his blog lots of times. We've had interactions on Steam.chat and whatnot. So yes, certainly I agree that those are some great Steemians to follow. So it's been wonderful to have you on the show today, Mandel Sage. We certainly appreciate it. Snekky, do you have any final words here for Mandel Sage?
No. No, he knows that I love him. And yeah, it was really cool to have you here on the show finally after a few mishaps. So yeah, it was cool, really cool hearing you talk about your STEEMIT experience so far and how you found it and stuff like that. And well, I'm looking forward to everything that you are going to do here on the platform, and we're going to be working together, and I'm looking forward to that as well. And who knows, maybe you might be back on the show in a while and give us a few updates on what you've been doing.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Thank you very much for having me on. I was really nervous, but yeah, it worked out, I think.
Yeah, you did really good. You're no reason to be shy, tells the shy snake.
So yes, everybody, this was our chat tonight with Mandel Sage. You can certainly find him on STEEMIT under that same username, and be watching out for the new shows coming up that you guys are both a part. Well, he'll be doing his individual show, and then you guys will be on your Friday night show. So more entertainment from Steemians. That's really great to see.
Yeah, I like it, and I also like to listen to others, and it gives that little extra you know, moment where you can connect. Oh, it's starting to get late. I'm sorry, people. I'm starting to talk weird, like I'm drunk. I blame Steven.
I blame Shane. So that's the way it goes. All right, everybody.
Yes.
You are listening to Ma1ne Snekky here on MSPWaves. Of course, everything you hear on this show is strictly just our opinions. This is all just for entertainment purposes only. We are not financial experts, so you should not consider anything we talk about on this show as any kind of financial advice or advice of any kind. Of course, MSPWaves and its owners take no responsibility for the opinions or statements made by the talk show hosts or our guests. Statements and show topics are not necessarily the beliefs of MSPWaves, and the material you hear on Ma1ne Snekky is provided for educational, informational, and entertainment purposes only.
Always do your own research.
Always do your own research. Yes.
Yes. You said my name wrong.
I did? What did I say?
Yeah, you said Snekky, and you should say Snekky.
Oh, right. There's like an H. Somehow we've evolved from poetic snake to Snekky to somehow now there's an H in there somewhere, and it's Snekky.
Snekky. I made that mistake with recording the disclaimer, and every time I hear it, I have to laugh about my
or a
own
CZ.
stupidity.
Yeah, that works too. M1. Yeah.
Yeah.
Snekky there. Yeah.
Snekky.
The ever evolving names, but that's okay. Nicknames are good.
Yeah,
Nicknames are
I
good.
like them. Schnitzel. Yeah, I like schnitzel. Just random throwing that in there, man. Thank you for being here from Australia.
Yes.
Down under.
Big shout out to everybody who listened tonight. If you want to throw your country in the audience chat right now, let us know what country you're listening from. Put it in there. Type it out. Don't do the flags, though. Just type it out real quick. We got time. We got a couple minutes here. We'll do it real quick at the end of the show. Let us know what country you are listening from. M31 says Latvia. Mandel Sage is in Brazil.
Seaman is from Australia. The Hive is coming to us from Ireland.
I'm in the United States. Snekky's in the Netherlands.
Oh, yeah. The Kitty Girl is in the USA. Soundwaves Photon is coming to us from Jupiter this time. Clinic is from Nigeria.
Yes. Let's see who else we got here.
Nathan from Australia as well. How are things down under? Stephen Root from Stephen Root from the United Kingdoms of England. How's your tea, man? Do you want like a cup of tea with a little cookie or scone?
Mm-hmm.
Did that sound English?
A little bit.
Okay, I need to improve on that. I need to talk more to Stephen.
It's awesome to see everybody listening from all these different places all around the world. Bug IQ's here. He's from Canada. Yes, it's awesome to see all the different countries. It would be cool to go back and find out how many different countries we've reached on this show, because it's fascinating to me and truly amazing. So thank you to all of you who tune in.
Yeah, I really enjoy it. And every time we do this, the countries and stuff, and you see something new, I like, woohoo, we got there. We were in Nigeria today.
Yep.
That's amazing.
And again, just to recap, so of course we talked about, what is Steem Burnout? Is it a real thing? What can we do about it? Take a break. It's kind of the conclusion we came to. We talked about some curation and other topics. We're challenging everybody again. Reminder, try to leave 5 replies a day on Steam posts. I mean, of course, you don't have to do this. It's totally voluntary. Do whatever you want. But that's what we're going to try to do. New challenge. We're going to try to reply to 5 different posts a day.
Yes.
When we're online, anyway. Of course, if you're not online, if you're taking a break, that's okay.
Yes, so, it's okay to take a break.
Yes, that's the lesson of the day.
Yeah, and eat ice cream. I agree. M31, eat ice cream. Yes.
You are listening to Ma1ne Snekky here on MSPWaves. Again, you can find the full schedule of all the different shows on MSPWaves.com. There are shows 7 days a week, and in between the live shows, there is the Steem Mix, which is music playing that is from Steemians. So awesome original shows that are created by Steemians, as well as music. So check it out. Again, it's mspwaves.com. Of course, head over on STEEMIT to MSPWaves profile. It's MSP-Waves. So at MSP-Waves. And of course, that's where you'll find the DLive links, some DJ posts that you can follow. Poetic Snake and I also post about the show, so you can find those on our blogs. If you want to share our blogs one last time, Snekky, feel free. And again, so you can share your support on those posts. Again, we thank you to all of you who take the time to tune in to us each and every week here on MSP Waves. This is Main Event and Poetic Snake. We are signing off, and we will see you next Wednesday. Thank you for listening. Have a great night.